getting a cadre is like a lottery, which cadre you end up in the academy. And when I landed up in Kerala, it was really, when I got Kerala cadre, I really cried, because I was expecting that I'll end up in UP. But I ended up in Kerala, and I think all my batchmates, I was quite high in the ranking, and when I landed up, all my batchmates, my colleagues were all feeling extremely sorry for me. But once I reached there, I realized that, this is one state which has very high levels of literacy and very high health standards. Everybody reads it, 3 or 4 papers, the awareness levels are very high, the cleanliness levels are very, very high. And therefore, first thing, I was very fortunate to have a collector who made sure that, he used to go for public functions, 2-3 public functions. The collector does 3 or 4 public functions a day. And he said that every public function you will come and you will speak in Malayalam before I do. So, from the word go. So I had a very good Malayalam teacher who taught me, and then I used to prepare my speeches and go and speak in Malayalam language. So I learned, and throughout my career, I've spent about 20 years in Kerala. I've never spoken in English or Hindi. I only spoke in Malayalam language. So I became very, very familiar with the people there because I was speaking the local language. And I was posted in a place called Telisheri, which is in the Malabar region of Kerala. And I had a very good time, very exciting time there. But when I finished my subdivision, I was posted, in Telisheri I did a lot of demolition, widening of roads, cleaning up encroachment, removing the fish market which was in the heart of town, and really cleaned up the city. So subsequent to that, I was posted in the fishery sector. And this was, I had to work with the traditional fishermen. And traditional fishermen, the challenge was how do you improve productivity how do you ensure they used to get only 20% of the market price of catch. There was about 14 to 15 middlemen by the time the fish used to reach the ultimate consumer. So the challenge was how do you enhance their production, how do you ensure that they get a higher market price of their catch. And my job was to form the self-help groups of fishermen. I got new technology for them, that is new outboard motors for the first time were introduced in Kerala. We got new fishing nets, which were the disco nets, and we got new fiberglass crafts so that they could go much further into the sea. And then I had a very, the traditional fishermen, their life is really tough, when they go into the sea and they come back, whatever they earn for that day, they spend and then they use it in drinking. So they drink all that in local liquor. So I had to open their bank accounts and see that 50% of it goes to repay the loans that we had given at subsidized rates, and 50% could go back to them, but their bank accounts we opened. And it was a very tough job then to open their bank accounts because know your customer was a nightmare. But I worked there for almost 3.5 years with traditional fishermen, and we introduced beach level auctions. For the first time, we ensured demand and supply intersection at the beach level. And we took the market return of the traditional fishermen to close to about 80-85%. We got all these middlemen eliminated and took it up to about 80-85%, and their returns went up very high. And we started, fisher women then used to take the catch, daily catch, and then take it to the market, into the urban colonies. And they used to have a very tough time because normal city buses, they could not keep the basket of their fish catch. It was impossible, and many of them used to walk for miles and miles. So I introduced the first fisher women bus in which they could keep their baskets at the back and they could sit or stand in the front. And today by the time I had left, there was such a demand that 24 buses only for traditional fisher women used to run. They used to go to the city, they could keep their baskets at the back, and then they could come back in the evening, and it became a very successful commercial venture. And therefore, the job which has given me the greatest satisfaction in my career is this transforming the lives of traditional fishermen in Kerala state. Given me great satisfaction because it increased their market return. And then one fine day, I was posted to the tourism sector. And I had run foul of the then minister, and the government thought that they are going to punish me because nobody wanted to work in the tourism sector. Nobody had heard of tourism in Kerala that time. People used to go either to Rajasthan or they used to go to Kashmir, and Kerala was not known as a tourism destination. And I was posted on a punishment that this chap will go and rot there. So I took this as a challenge, and I thought, my view was that that time the only destination which was known in Kerala was Kovalam, and we used to get charter flights from Europe, and they used to come and pay about $15-20. It used to be very low value tourism, and they used to dirty the whole place, and very low value charters, and there was a lot of encroachment on Kovalam beach that time. So when I took over, I realized that Kerala was very, very unique, and we had to do something very different. And my belief was that the world of tourism works around differentiation. So we closed Kovalam beach for redoing it completely, for cleaning it up, for putting lights, for beautifying it, for greening it up, all that. But we opened new products, and the new products were the backwaters of Kerala. And we brought back the traditional houseboat of Kerala. This boat used to be the Kettuvellam, which was used to transport rice from the central part of Kerala to the Travancore region. We said that we'll treat this as a houseboat for tourism purposes, and we redesigned it for tourism with 2 rooms in it. And that period of time we did solar energy on that boat, and that became a very unique product of Kerala, because unlike the Kashmir boats, which are stationary at one place, this boat moves through the backwaters, and you can see the community living on the side. So the backwaters opened up, the houseboat opened up, and the third product we created was we brought back Ayurveda, and we said that we will Ayurveda will be treated not as a massage, but as a regimen, that you will have 14 days, 21 days regimen. And therefore, we started promoting backwaters, houseboats. We started promoting everything for which Kerala was known for. We said we'll do everything, but we'll not ape the West. We will create a unique brand of Kerala on the strength of Kerala. So we started promoting the traditional culture of Kerala. We started promoting Kathakali, Otanthulal, all the traditional art forms. We started promoting Kalripet, which was the traditional martial art, which is known as the mother of all martial art. We started promoting the traditional Kerala cuisine. We started promoting all this, what you get now is Kerala cuisine, all this appam and stew and fish moili was not heard of at that point of time. All that we brought back as a part of this. And we said we'll go back to the roots of Kerala and promote Kerala as a very pristine, unique destination, which will be very different from the rest of the world. And we branded it as God's own country. And that's how this branding campaign of God's own country took over, and Kerala as a unique destination was created. And because we had Ayurveda, and because we had backwaters, and then we started promoting the monsoons of Kerala, and Kerala became a very high value upmarket destination. Our belief was that we should never sell Kerala as a mass destination, but as a high value upmarket destination. And that marketing strategy really worked, and over a period of time we could build 4 airports in Kerala. Kerala is the only state which has 4 airports. And airports then drove in large scale the emergence of Kerala as a destination, and that how Kerala emerged as a great tourism destination. And then, I'll be very brief. One fine day, I was sleeping at my house and I suddenly get this call saying that the Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister wants to talk to you. So I was a young officer, so I spoke. Mr. Brajesh Mishra was Principal Secretary to Mr. Vajpayee was on the other line. He said that the Prime Minister wants to have a holiday in Kerala. And it's a 5-day holiday and no politician will come close, no Chief Minister will be allowed, you will be in charge of the whole thing, you plan out the whole holiday. So 5 days he came, he stayed in the backwaters of Kerala in a Taj property. I made him stay, and for 5 days he just relaxed and he wrote. These were known as Mr. Vajpayee's, the Prime Minister's musings, and he wrote. And every day I used to have my lunch. Mr. Brajesh Mishra used to make me sit next to him, so I used to have lunch and dinner with him. And then one fine day I had taken him into the backwaters. And when I came back, Mr. Brajesh Mishra had told Mr. Vajpayee कि इस लड़के ने बहुत काम किया है tourism में, इसको दिल्ली लाना है. तो Mr. Vajpayee asked me, the Prime Minister asked me कि अमिताभ आपने अप्लाई किया गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के लिए? तो मैंने कहा मैंने तो नहीं किया सर अभी. तो he said कि मत अप्लाई करना, तुम करोगे तो ये तुम्हें टूरिज्म के बदले विमेन एंड चाइल्ड वेलफेयर में भेज देंगे. तो ये end of the story. That was, I applied for Government of India after 1 year. 1 year, 2 months. And I was supposed to go to Ministry of Finance. मेरा वो जो Committee of Secretaries है उसने approve कर दिया मैंने Finance Ministry जाने के लिए वहाँ जाना था. Then again, on one fine Sunday evening I was at home and I get a call कि Mr. Brajesh Mishra, Principal Secretary to Prime Minister wants to talk to you. तो I spoke to him and said कि Mr. Brajesh Mishra said कि तुमने अप्लाई किया गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के लिए? मैंने कहा हाँ सर मैंने तो किया है सर, अभी अप्लाई किया. तो ये सर कहाँ जा रहे हो तुम्हें मालूम है? तो मैंने कहा सर मैंने सुना है कि मैं फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री मेरी पोस्टिंग हो रही. तो ये सर तुम वहाँ तो नहीं जाओगे? तो आई सेड कि सर CSB ने तो यही अप्रूव किया है. तो ये सर नहीं, वो याद है वो जो बात हुई थी उस दिन कि तुम्हें टूरिज्म में लाना है. तो आई सेड सर टूरिज्म में तो वैकेंसी नहीं है सर, वो तो सारा फिल्ड अप है. तो he said नहीं, उससे तुम्हें क्या लेना देना, you come and join in tourism. So they changed the person there and shifted somebody out and posted me in tourism. That's how I landed up in Government of India. और जैसे ही मैं पहुंचा उसके करीब जगमोहन साहब मंत्री थे, तो चीफ मिनिस्टर्स की कॉन्फ्रेंस थी जो वाजपेयी साहब चेयर कर रहे थे. तो उन्होंने कहा, जगमोहन साहब ने कहा कि तुम भी चलो. तो मेरा तो पहला अनुभव था दिल्ली का. तो ही सेड कि तुम पेपर्स लेकर तुम चलो मेरे साथ. तो आई वेंट टू विज्ञान भवन. वो प्राइम मिनिस्टर सिट्स ऑन टॉप, वो ऊपर बैठे थे और नीचे सारे चीफ मिनिस्टर्स टर्न ले लेके बोलते हैं. तो वो पहले शुरू किया ए से. तो वो टूरिज्म पर डिस्कशन चल रहा था. तो ए पर हुआ पहले आंध्र प्रदेश के चीफ मिनिस्टर चंद्रबाबू नायडू बोले. फिर बी हुआ तो बिहार के वो लल्लू यादव बोलने लगे. तो एक पैरा बोला, दूसरा पैरा बोला, पीछे से मुलायम सिंह यादव खड़े हो गए, सर पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्डर, पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्डर. तो वाजपेयी साहब ने कहा कि ये पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्डर तो मुलायम जी पार्लियामेंट में होता है, ये यहाँ चीफ मिनिस्टर्स कॉन्फ्रेंस में तो होता नहीं है, तो आप बैठ जाइए. तो बैठ गए. फिर लालू यादव ने एक और पैरा पढ़ा. तो मुलायम सिंह फिर खड़े हो गए. उन्होंने कहा पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्डर से पॉइंट. तो उन्होंने कहा बताइए साहब क्या बात है. तो उनका कि साहब ये तो मेरी स्पीच पढ़ते जा रहे हैं, मैं क्या पढ़ूंगा. तो ये मेरा पहला अनुभव था कि भारत सरकार में क्या होता है. तो इस तरह से मैं समझा कि ये होता है. तो उसके बाद करीब उसके 10-15 दिन बाद ये न्यूयॉर्क में ट्विन टावर ब्लास्ट हो गया. फिर पाकिस्तान में, अफगानिस्तान में लड़ाई शुरू हो गई है. पार्लियामेंट में हमारे वो टेरर अटैक हो गया. तो सारा टूरिज्म बिल्कुल डिप कर गया. केवल 15-16% ऑक्यूपेंसी थी और हमारे सारे होटेलियर्स कहने लगे कि ये साहब टूरिस्ट नहीं आ रहे हैं, ऑक्यूपेंसी बहुत पुअर है. बहुत कम होटल्स थे पर ऑक्यूपेंसी बहुत कम. तो बहुत बड़ी क्राइसिस थी उस समय. और उस क्राइसिस के पीक पे हम लोगों ने जब सिंगापुर, मलेशिया, थाईलैंड सबने अपना टूरिज्म कैंपेन बंद कर दिया था, ग्लोबल टूरिज्म बहुत स्लो था, बहुत ही बड़ी क्राइसिस थी, उसके पीक पर हमने इनक्रेडिबल इंडिया कैंपेन शुरू किया और वो इनक्रेडिबल इंडिया कैंपेन बड़ा सक्सेसफुल रहा और उससे इंडिया का टूरिज्म रिवाइव हुआ और उससे डिमांड बढ़ी और उससे नए एयरपोर्ट्स बने और कई चीज़ें हुई उससे।